Good morning, everyone. This is Max, and it is a very foggy morning out here in the Santa Barbara area. And today I'm going to be exploring Lake Los Carneros and see what birds I can find out. So let's get started. One of the really cool things about coming out on a foggy day is that you get to see all of the spider webs. This is like a funnel spider web. You can see like the hole over there, and there's a bunch more of them over here. And you can even see, I'm not sure if it's going to come out on camera, but there's like a unique little web here on these grasses. I can get it to focus. No, doesn't look like it's going to focus. Yeah, all the dew from the fog rests on all the spider web silk. So then you can see all of their pretty webs. Yeah, that's a really big one. There's my foot for scale. Yeah, I'll definitely point out some other webs. These are all funnel webs, but yeah, they're made by wolf spiders. But yeah, I'll point out some of the more stereotypical webs if I see any. Here's a really cool looking web I found. Right there. Focus. And then you can see there's a spider right there in the middle of it. Not sure what species. I'm not really good with spiders, but I really do like spiders. They may be a little bit creepy to some people, but spiders are very important members of our ecosystems. Very important in keeping insect populations in control. Yeah, you can just see the complexity of this web too. Like, spider goes to like the top of like these. You can kind of see it where the top of their web goes. They spin one between that and make sure everything's anchored on, and they kind of spin some down low to make the lower frame, and then they just go around in circles and create these intricate webs. Another interesting fact about webs is that not all of them are sticky. A lot of them are sticky because they have to catch the insects, but some of the strands don't have any stickiness on them, and the reason for that is because the spider too could get stuck on the web. So by having non-sticky strands, that enables the spider to walk on the web without getting stuck, and they remember which webs are which, so they can walk on the web without getting stuck. And also, this species and a lot of other species usually rest in the center of the web, and they usually make some sort of configuration there, kind of like as a target thing to maybe like attract insects. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but yeah, when you really take the time to look and appreciate one of these webs, it's just really amazing, and you just realize how difficult it is to make. A lot of spiders, probably this one included, also make a new web every night. So spiders go through a lot of work to catch their food. Well, we'll leave this guy to it and continue on to look for birds. Got a brush rabbit over there. He was feeding on the ground. He knows that I'm over here, so he's kind of wondering what's going on. Yeah, brush rabbits are one of two species of rabbits that are really common in coastal California. So the other species is the desert cottontail, which usually likes very arid environments, and as their name suggests, they are also found in the deserts. But the brush rabbit is found in a lot brushier and wetter habitats. So that's the most common rabbit that I see in the Santa Barbara area, because we're just a really a much wetter environment than most of Southern California, and there's lots of brushy habitats for them to dominate. This is kind of cool. We have a pair of crows over here, and one of them appears to be grooming the other one, which I have never seen that before. You can see how he's like stroking the back of the head of the other one. Yeah, if the fact that they are able to solve puzzles and have great intelligence wasn't enough to show you that they're similar in their intelligence to primates, the fact that they're grooming each other in the same sort of manner that primates would do kind of adds another whole new level to the picture. Well, I'm going to leave them to it and go look for more birds. Check out all of this poison oak over here. That's all the red stuff. It's so pretty. Yeah, this right here is what poison oak normally looks like, with like green leaves. You can see the leaves of 3 right there. It's basically a leaflet with 3 leaf-like things coming out. That's what's normally like, but then in the fall, its leaves start to turn red because it's going to shed them soon as winter starts to approach. And so then you get these beautiful displays of color. Yeah, it's just really pretty. Got a couple of house finches up there. There were more of them, but they flew away. Look at this tiny little web right here. It's crazy small. You can see all the dew that's on it too. Also, a cool thing about this is that this is in a coyote bush. That's what this bush is. It's a really fast grower that is one of the first plants to, come into really disturbed habitats. Yeah, it's just a really adaptable plant. And we're here in early October, and that is the blooming season for this plant. You can see all the flowers right there. So they're a fall bloomer, which is kind of weird, I gotta say. But anyway, because they're blooming, there's definitely a lot of insects that are coming to feed on the nectar from their flowers, and they're gonna pollinate them. And it's more than likely that by some chance of one trying to pollinate these flowers, that they're going to get stuck in that web and the spider is going to be able to eat them. So that's a really well placed web. Just to give you some insight on what the spider was probably thinking when it decided to put its web in this bush. That's really cool. Got a group of northern shovelers over there. These are a really cool species of duck that is known for its very long bill. They have a really thick and long bill that, if you can imagine the bill of a mallard or like the very normal duck that you think of in your mind, just imagine that much longer and thicker. Yeah, it's really weird. The males also have this brilliant coloration. Like on the belly it's white and red, and then on the head it's like green. However, right now it's not the mating season. Mating season for them is in winter, so they do not have that breeding plumage on right now. So there's almost certainly at least one male among those ducks. Hopefully when the breeding season comes this winter, I'll be able to find some with their breeding plumage and get some video of them. They're doing some sort of dance over there with their heads. I've never seen them do that before. Yeah, they're just preening the feathers. Yeah, notice that right there, how that duck took some water and then rubbed it into the feathers to clean it. It's really cool. Yep, if they're gonna fly, they've got to make sure that their flying gear is in tip-top shape. Got some male red-winged blackbirds on this fence. They really like wetland areas, especially areas with lots of reeds. And yeah, there's a good amount of reeds here. It's a perfect habitat for them. Got a ruddy duck out there. There were a few more out in the lake too, but this one actually got reasonably close. These are actually a type of diving duck, so they actually go deep underwater for their food. So like you'll see them when they are feeding, they'll come up to breathe, you know, look around, but then they'll just dive under the water and you won't see them for a few seconds. Yeah, they have specially designed tail feathers as well to help them be streamlined when they're diving. And they also, I believe, their legs are a bit more geared towards the back of their body than on some other ducks. Some more American coots. They look like ducks, but they're a different type of water bird. Yeah, they have a little bit of webbing to help them swim, but they're more adapted to like marsh bird life, so like, you know, gripping to you know, just different reeds and like the swamp. And their beak is also different. They don't have like a flat beak to strain food like ducks have. Instead, they have one that can catch fish and stuff like that, but also can get like marsh plants pretty easily. Yeah, and they're very common in wetlands pretty much across North America. And there's so many of them. Yeah, someone put out bird seeds for all the birds here in this area, and yeah, this ground squirrel is going to town on them. So squirrels like bird seeds too. Yeah, as their name suggests, this type of squirrel does not really live in the trees that much. They will go in bushes to kind of get a better view of their surroundings and also to look out for predators. But they dig burrows in the ground. That's their main place they live. They don't build nests in trees like you know, gray squirrels do and tree squirrels. So yeah, they have a very different life, which out here in California it makes sense because there's not as many trees for them to create nests in, but there is plenty of space for them to burrow. And their burrows are home to many other species of animals that live out here in California, and so they are a very important part of many different ecosystems out here in California. So the fog has started to clear and you can now get a much better view of the lake. And normally that area over there is also filled with water, but it is dry today. Still lots of birds out today. There's a female common yellowthroat in there. This is the California thrasher right here. He's the one making that song. And if their song reminds you of what a mockingbird's song sounds like, that's actually a good observation because these birds are actually in the same family as mockingbirds. And yes, they do have very similar long songs that are very complicated with a lot of different sounds. Their sounds tend to be have less mimicking in them and also They tend to be a softer, rounder tone. It's not as harsh as mockingbirds. But they still have those complicated, lovely songs. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why they're one of my favorite birds in the chaparral of California, because they have this lovely song. This species is also pretty much restricted just to the oak woodlands, chaparral, and coastal scrub of California. It does go into Mexico. You can find them in Oregon, but pretty much that unique habitat that is a California specialty is what these birds like. Got some white-crowned sparrows over here. We saw a few of these in one of my episodes where I was in the Sierra Nevada, but these are the first ones I think I'm showing in California. These birds, as far as I know, have just been arriving the past few weeks in Santa Barbara County. Like, I didn't really see any for the first few days, and now I'm seeing them in good numbers. But yeah, they've just been coming into this area in the last few weeks. They are migratory. In Santa Barbara, there are apparently some residential populations, but I think there's still migrants that come in here. And those migrants are coming from colder areas up north or in the mountains where they spent their summer. And those same individuals that I saw in the Sierra Nevada this summer could be some of the same individuals that I'm seeing here in Santa Barbara. So just to kind of give you an idea of where these birds are coming from and where they go for other parts of the year. Another cool thing about these sparrows that kind of stands out about them is that the adults and the immatures have slightly different plumages. For example, the individual I'm looking at right now is an immature white-crowned sparrow. So you can see it doesn't really have the white crown, it has like an orange head, orangish brownish head I should say. And then you go to an adult over here, you can see its head is like black, white, if it'll turn around. There we go. And so that just, distinguishes which individuals are sexually mature and which ones are not. And just kind of communicates a lot to the flocks. Also, while we were here, California towhee and the song sparrow both showed up to forage alongside the white-crowned sparrows. And all of these are sparrow birds. So, 3 different species utilizing the same sort of area. Really cool. Got a California scrub jay up there. These are the equivalent of the blue jay in western North America. They're really common, and flocks of them are found in lots of different habitats. As their name suggests, normally in scrub habitats like coastal scrub and chaparral, but they also are found in oak woodlands and oak savannas. In fact, the acorns from the coast live oak and valley oak are some of their favorite foods. And right now is fall, and fall is actually the time when the acorns are produced on the oak trees. So the acorn woodpeckers and the California scrub jays, which both feed on acorns, harvest those nuts at this time. So this is actually a very busy time of year for the scrub jay. He right now is kind of just chilling in the sun, maybe trying to warm up, and it looks like he's preening some of his plumage as well. So we'll let him do that and see what else we can find. Got another scrub jay over here. He also looks really fat, but that's actually just because he has his plumage puffed out. I think he's trying to warm up in the sun, which kind of makes sense because it was foggy not too long ago. and when it was foggy it was cold. So he's probably just trying to warm his body temperature. They are warm-blooded, so it's not like he can't create his own body heat, but why create extra heat, burn extra energy, if he doesn't have to? This is our white crowned sparrow. So there's actually a good number of species over here. So calling in the background to my left is a song sparrow. Over here are some mallards. Right there is a greater yellow legs. Out there in the water are some ruddy ducks and coots. And then over here, near me, are a few killdeer on the bank. That's a black phoebe on that perch there. They're a type of flycatcher, so they go after flying insects using this method called sallying behavior. And what it is they'll basically stand on a perch, like this one right here, and whenever they see an insect, they'll fly off and go get it, and then they'll return to the perch. And then they'll just keep looking for more insects. Let's see if he does it. Yep, there he went. That one he didn't go very far away, but you get the idea, basically. And there he goes again. He does that basically every time he sees an insect that he can go after, and then he just returns to his perch to look for more. Got a common yellow throat, a male over there. I was hearing a bunch of these earlier today, and I was trying to get video, but they were all being very difficult with me. This is one that has been coming out in the open. So he's the only one I've been able to get really good footage of. Yeah, they're basically a type of warbler that likes thick undergrowth, and so usually found in places like marshes that have reeds like this, as well as like coastal scrub. And yeah, I'll just look for insects in there, and they give this really harsh little chip call that they'll do as they're foraging, and that's usually the best way to tell if there's one around. Otherwise, you will not see this bird that much, because they just stay in the brush where you can't really see them. Isn't that a ruddy duck? It's a female. You can see there on the back also those pointed tail feathers. I believe those help them with their diving and kind of, turning when they're going under the water to get food. But yeah, she's just busy preening. There's another ruddy duck. And there he goes. So yeah, they're diving ducks for sure. Here's the shovelers again. So that's the female, or a female that I'm looking at right there. You can see the really long bill. That's how you tell they're a shoveler. And then that one over there is a male. And that one's actually in an intermediate phase where he's kind of developing his breeding plumage. So you can see the green starting to take shape and like the white belly. He'll be much more vibrant during the breeding season. But yeah, they're just paddling along. And they're also doing some foraging over here. Maybe they'll start again. Yeah, there they go. You see, look at him how he paddles to keep his body up, and then they feed when they're down there. So yeah, these are dabbling ducks, just like mallards. Basically feed at the surface, or just a little bit below surface like what you're seeing now. And then there are diving ducks like the ruddy ducks we saw earlier, which actually dive underwater to get food. Some northern flicker over there. He's the one who just made that song. They're a type of woodpecker, but they have this really cool pattern on their belly where they're really spotted. I'll put in some pictures so that you can see what I mean. But yeah, he's far off, so I'm not really going to get a good look at him, and they are very skittish. got a red-shouldered hawk over there. I was really close to him, and then he got spooked. He didn't really do anything, he just didn't like that I was close. So he flew away. He's looking down there for something. Maybe he sees some prey. These hawks are usually found in wooded areas. So here in California, they're found like oak woodland areas, pine forest areas. Usually the areas where the cover on the ground is more dense, and red-tailed hawks don't like it. Because red-tailed hawks are the most common species of hawk in California, and they take the open habitats, and all the wooded ones are where the red-shouldered hawks are. They're found in the eastern United States as well as on the Pacific coast, and weirdly enough, their two ranges do not overlap. They're completely separated. So it's kind of a mystery of, you know, where they came from and which population is the original, you know, how the California population got there, or in the other case, how the eastern population got there. But yeah, really cool birds of prey. They have that really bright red chest as adults, and they also have a checkered patterning on their wing. And of course, the shoulder of their wing is red, where they get the red-shouldered hawk name. Well, that is going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my little walk this morning to look for birds and other animals out here at Lake Los Carneros. If you like this video, please give it a like, and if you'd like to see more of my wildlife watching experiences as well as videos about ecological concepts, please subscribe to my channel. And also, if you have any questions about the animals you've seen here or anything like that, please put it in the chat below the video, and then I will try to answer it for you. But anyway, thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video.